The news coming out of the Northwest this week is enough to make any patriotic Nigerian stand up and cheer, because our gallant troops are finally turning the tide in a way we haven't seen in a long time. For years, the names of these bandit kingpins have been whispered in fear across Sokoto, Zamfara, and Kaduna, but as of this December 2025, the narrative is changing rapidly. The Nigerian military has just recorded a massive victory that is being described as a turning point in the war against terror. We are talking about a coordinated, high-intensity operation that led to the fall of a top-tier bandit figure, sending shockwaves through the various criminal enclaves tucked away in the thick forests of the Northwest. This isn't just a random skirmish. This was a surgical strike by the troops of Operation Fansan Yanma and the 8th Division Garrison. They didn't just go into the bush to fire shots. They went in with precise intelligence, dismantling enclaves in Isa local government area of Sokoto and moving with lightning speed into Shinkafi in Zamfara state. The reports coming from the front lines indicate that the military successfully neutralized 5 high-ranking bandits in an early morning raid that caught the criminals completely off guard. These were individuals who thought they were untouchable, hiding behind the rocky terrain and thick vegetation. But our boys moved in and cleared the area, recovering weapons, motorcycles, and communication devices that these bandits used to coordinate their kidnappings. But the real story that has everyone talking is the fall of a figure that many are saying is a close lieutenant to the most wanted man in the region. This victory has sent a clear message: the time for hiding is over. The military high command has been saying for months that the top leaders are dead men walking, and this latest success proves that they are closing in on the main targets. You can imagine the relief in communities like Gangara, Makawana, and Satiru, where residents have lived in constant fear of being raided in the middle of the night. Now they are seeing the enclaves of their tormentors go up in smoke. However, just as Nigerians were beginning to celebrate this major security win, a familiar voice has entered the conversation, and as usual, it has set social media on fire. Sheikh Ahmad Gumi, the controversial cleric who has often positioned himself as a mediator between the state and these armed groups, has released a response that is currently going viral for all the wrong reasons. In a recent interview that has been circulating since late November and into this December 2025, Gumi has once again stirred the pot by suggesting that the military's kinetic approach is actually making the situation worse. He is claiming that these bandits are not just criminals in the traditional sense, but people who are on a revenge mission against a state that has neglected them. His latest viral comments have taken it a step further, comparing the bandits to other groups and suggesting that these armed men in the north are actually more eager for peace than secessionist groups like IPOB. This response from Gumi has triggered a wave of anger across the country, especially from those who feel that after so much blood has been spilled, the only language these bandits should understand is the force of the law. Gumi is arguing that the government should stop the hostilities and instead bring the bandits together for a holistic dialogue. He even went as far as to say that many of these fighters are ready to lay down their arms if given a chance, questioning why the military continues to prioritize force. It is a debate that has polarized the nation. On one hand, you have the military recording significant wins and liberating communities, and on the other, you have a prominent cleric telling the world that this path will only lead to more accidental killings and cycles of revenge. If you are finding this breakdown of the security situation and the surrounding drama fascinating, please take a quick second to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We are tracking every move the military makes and every controversial statement that drops. So by subscribing, you ensure you never miss the real gist behind the headlines. Your support helps us keep bringing you these deep dives into the issues that affect us all. What makes Gumi's latest viral response so provocative is his psychological analysis of the bandits. He claims that their actions, the kidnappings, the killings, even the horrific reports of assault, are fueled by the hostility they have suffered from the Nigerian state and local vigilante groups. He wants us to believe that if we just sit down and talk to them, the violence will stop. But the people on the ground, the families who have paid millions in ransoms, and the farmers who can no longer go to their fields are asking, how many times do we have to talk to people who are carrying RPGs and AK-47s?
The military's current stance is very different. They are operating under the belief that peace can only be achieved when the capacity of these groups to do harm is completely destroyed. This latest victory in the Sokoto-Zamfara axis is proof of the kinetic approach is yielding results. They are not just killing bandits, they are recovering the very tools of the trade, the motorcycles they use for mobility and the Baofeng radios they use to evade surveillance. The tension between Gumi's peace talks narrative and the military's dead man walking strategy is reaching a boiling point. Social media users are calling out the cleric, asking why he seems to have more empathy for the perpetrators than the victims. Meanwhile, the military is doubling down, with the Chief of Army Staff recently pledging full modernization and more welfare for the troops to ensure they finish the job in 2026. There are even rumors that the big one, the capture or neutralization of the primary bandit warlord who has evaded capture for nearly a decade, is closer than we think. This is why this particular win is being celebrated so loudly. It is a signal that the intelligence gap is closing. If you agree that our military should continue to apply the heat until the last bandit is flushed out, let me know in the comment section. Or do you think Gumi actually has a point about dialogue? I want to read your thoughts on this because it's a conversation that affects the very soul of our nation. As we move deeper into the festive season, the security agencies are on high alert. The goal is to ensure that the successes recorded in these forests translate to real safety for travelers on the highways and villagers in their homes. The fall of this top bandit figure is a huge boost to the morale of the troops, and it shows that no matter how deep into the forest they hide, the long arm of the law is catching up. The viral response from Gumi might be grabbing the headlines, but the real story is the courage of the soldiers who are out there in the cold, facing down some of the most dangerous criminals in West African history. They are the ones writing the true script of our security, one village at a time. Do not forget to subscribe to stay updated on this developing story, because things are moving very fast and we will be here to give you the breakdown of the next big move. We are watching the Northwest closely and we are praying for the continued safety and success of our troops. The victory is starting to look real and the end of this nightmare might finally be on the horizon. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for the next update.